Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is KidLee. Today in Hearthstone, the devs threw down a big patch that took the game to 1.0.0.4217. So I thought I would update everyone on all the big changes that just got put in. First item on the list, the amount of gold gained by winning games in play mode per day is now capped at 100. This cap does not affect gold gained through quest, arena, or achievements, and there will now be an indication within game when this gold cap is reached. Next item on the list is the ranking system. I'm just going to go over each individual item here. The ranked play system has been completely redone. There are now month-long seasons that will reset at the end of each month. There are new ranks and new minion portraits for all levels of play. You will earn a star for each win and lose one for each loss, and your stars determine your rank. There will be rewards for playing ranked mode in the future, but they were not implemented in this patch, but will be added at a future day and time. So if we look at my play mode wins here, I mean, I've got 156, but my new rank is Angry Chicken, apparently, and my next rank is Leper Gnome. Now, before this switch, I was Gold Star Rank 2, I believe, which was somewhere in the middle because I was still basically working on it. I was still leveling. So how does Angry Chicken now apply to that? I have no idea. They haven't really said yet. But it'll be interesting to see how that works. Now it says that your rank is based on stars. So does this mean that I have 25 stars? It must. Because if you go to play mode and you can switch between, you know, ranked and casual, it says 25. Okay, well, here's 2 stars here. So I might. Okay, so I must be 25 2 stars? That must be what it is then. Okay, fair enough. Well, moving on the list then. For arenas, the number of matches you can win in arenas has been increased to 12, which is up from 9. And now let's go ahead and move on to the all-important cards, the card changes. The first big change was to Unleash the Hounds, which is a hunter card. Let's see if I can find it here. Oh, here it is right here. Yeah, it even says here in red here, this card was recently modified. So originally, this was, I believe it was a 1 mana card, and what it did before is, if you had a bunch of minions on the field, you'd be able to throw that down, and it would give all of them 1 attack and charge. So they basically scrapped that, they made it a 4 mana, and as you can see, it is now, for each enemy minion on the field, it will summon a 1/1 hound with charge. Next card to look at is also a hunter card, which happens to be right here. The old Starving Buzzard. This card was a 2/2, and so now it is a 2/1. Alright, moving on here, we'll switch over to Priest. And this is a highly controversial card. It's a card that is very much loved to hate, and here it is right here, the good old Mind Control. This was an 8 mana card, and now it is a 10. So if you want to play it and take control of an enemy minion, it's going to cost you everything you've got to do it. A lot of people still think that's too overpowered, or they just don't like the idea of this in general, because they go back and they say, well, in World of Warcraft, mind control is a temporary deal, and a lot of people think that it should be the same in this game. Okay, you can mind control, you know, an enemy minion, but you only get him for 1 turn, let's say, or maybe 1 turn or 2 turns, and then when you get him back, he's only at half health, or or something like that. Personally, I think that's a much better idea rather than just cranking it up to a 10. I mean, if they were to put in one of those other changes, you could back it back down to an 8, I think. But guess we'll have to see how the 10 affects the game at this point. All right, let's move along to the Warlock, which is right here, and we need to find us this one, the Flame Imp. So you can see his battle cry is deal 3 damage to the enemy hero, but it's a 1 mana that is a 3/2. So a 1/3/2 is very strong on turn 1. So to counter that, that's why they have this battle cry the way it is. Now before this, it was 2 damage to your hero instead of 3. So that is the change on that one. Alright, let's switch over to the neutral cards, and we need to find us the Argent Commander. For this one, we got to switch over to crafting mode because this is a card that I don't have. I think he's a 6, and there he is right there. Okay, so the change to this card is this card was a 4/3, and now it is a 4/2. So there you go on that one. Go back to regular mode. And the last one of the day is the Shattered Sun Cleric, which is right in here. Oh, just past it. There it is. Alright. So this card was a 3/3, and now it is a 3/2. That will give the battle cry of a 1/1 to your best minion. But that was pretty much it for cards. I mean, they did other things like UI fixes and changes, and bug fixes and changes, and some art updates. You know, they made sure that all the golden cards had animations. Like if we go over to Druid here real quick, like here's Starfall, how all the golden cards have these nice fancy animations. Or here's Healing Touch. Or if I go over to neutral here real quick and find, here's Mechatork. He's all fancy. But yep, that's pretty much all the changes and updates going on the test server here. So that'll go ahead and do it for this Hearthstone video. So everybody keep playing and have fun.